Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the road to Swedish Classic. If you watched my last video, you saw that I recently took on Lidingöloppet 30-kilometer trail run, which is the first out of 4 races I'm doing to complete the Swedish Classic. And in today's video, I thought I would talk a little bit about the race. I will talk about the course in general. I will talk about how the race went for me and share some of my experiences with you. So whether you are planning to do this race yourself or if you're just curious about the experience, then this video is for you. Enjoy! Let's start with a quick overview of Lidingöloppet itself. It is known as the world's largest cross-country race or trail run, and it covers 30 kilometers of beautiful but challenging terrain. The course consists mostly of trails and it has some really challenging hills. Especially the famous Abborrbacken, which comes at around the 25-kilometer mark. And as I've mentioned many times, Lidingöloppet is a part of a Swedish Classic, which means it is 1 out of 4 classical endurance races that I need to complete over this next year. So yeah, it feels good to have completed 1, which means I only have 3 to go. So let's talk a little bit about my race strategy. So going into the race, I knew I wanted to hit sub 3 hours. That was my goal. So going into the race, my strategy was to pace myself quite carefully. I went in thinking I didn't want to go below 6 minutes pace, and I wanted to come in after the first 10 kilometers, like around 1 hour, preferably a little bit more than 1 hour actually, to save energy for the second half, which I had heard was supposed to be more challenging with way more hills. And of course, nutrition was going to be key to not hit the wall and bonk, as you say, the final part of the race. So the way I prepared, as you saw in the video, I had 5 Martin gels, and I also took like one of those carb drink mixes before. And of course, the night before, I carb loaded a lot. I ate big portions of rice and some chicken, and at dinner, just massive plate of pasta with nothing else, just pasta and tomato sauce. So I think my nutrition was on point. My energy levels throughout the race was, I would say they were quite good. And when it comes to hydration, I believe there was about 7 hydration stations along the course, 6 or 7. And my plan for those was just like to run up to them, walk once I got to them, grab a cup of like sports drink, chug it, and throw it in a bin and keep on running. So I did that on every single station. I think in one station I took 2 cups because I was really thirsty. But yeah, I think my nutrition was good. I'm really happy I was able to fit like all of my gels in the Salomon race belt that I bought before the race. So yeah, basically the idea was to start off quite chill and controlled, and then increase my pace in the second half to like try to go sub 3. But how did it actually go though? Well, it's easy to plan a race in theory, to go from your experiences during preparation and think you would just translate how you want it to go into the race. But when you actually run it, it's when stuff gets interesting. So everything started off pretty smooth. The first 10, 12 kilometers, no problems. Pace felt great. I was going sub 6 minute pace, I think like 5:55, 5:58 or so, up until 12k. And I think it was around 12k I started to that's when I started to feel my legs becoming a little bit tired. But nothing too bad yet. I stick to my race plan. I took a gel at 6, 12, and 18. And at 18 kilometers was when I got my first caffeinated gel, which I think helped me because I started to be a little bit tired to focus on stuff. And everything went well, but around 20 kilometers or so is when I started to struggle a bit mentally, and I had to keep telling myself over and over in my head, come on man, you got this, you got this, you got this. And I had to remind myself of why I'm doing this, which is because it's hard. It's one of the sole reasons I wanted to do the race. I wanted to get to the point. I know it kind of sounds a bit like sadistic or whatever, but I wanted to get to the point where I want to give up. Like I wanted to hurt myself. Not hurt myself, but you know what I mean. Like I wanted to get to the point when I physically wanted to give up and prove to myself I would push through it. So in that sense, great success in the race. But yeah, so from 20 to 25 was like more of a struggle mentally than physically. I still had energy in my muscles. It was just like the mental side of it, knowing that like, okay, I feel like this now, and I still have 10 kilometers to run in 1 hour. That started to get to me a little bit. But very, very luckily, I had 6 of my friends out in the trail supporting me, and my mom and dad, which like I can't tell you enough how much it means, how much it meant to me to have them there, cheer me on. It really pushed, like every time you saw like your friends cheering you on at the side, and they're like fist bumping you, they're like screaming, yeah, Victor, let's go, you got this. Like you get another 500 meters of pain-free running, like for free, just from that. So cannot be underestimated. Like if you who watches this video is gonna do an endurance race, hopefully you also have someone out there in the race cheering you on, because it means the whole world in difference. But yeah, as you saw in the video, when I got up to around that, when I got to the Abborrbacken, I had told myself before, like, I'm gonna run up this shit. Like, I'm gonna run up this fucking hill. And I did, and it felt amazing running up the hill. Like the thrill, the endorphins, everything you get, like I'm fucking smashing this right now. That felt amazing. But what comes after that, it's not as amazing. When I reached the top of the hill and I started going downwards, I was just feeling, fuck, dude, like maybe that wasn't the smartest, because by then my quads, they were like toasted.
My quads are dead. My glutes are dead.
Like the cramps in my hamstrings, my quads, my ass, my calves, everything, and my knees hurted too. Like, because I wanted to try to save the muscles downhill, so I kind of ran pretty fast downhill, and it hurt my knees a lot. Not very good. It wasn't looking good. Like the swings in that race was crazy in that sense, because at one like 2 minutes earlier I felt on top of the world, like I got this shit. 2 minutes later I'm like I'm gonna die. But again, my friends came in clutch. They were standing at the 26 kilometer mark, and then actually one of my friends ran to the 27 kilometer mark too, to cheer me on there, also with my parents there. So those at the 26 and 27 kilometer mark, when I had my friends, made a whole difference. Because in my head, when I got to the top of Abborrbacken and I started going down, I was looking at my watch and I was like, nah man, like we're just gonna be happy with 3:15, 3:20, like 3 hours is out of the question. But somehow, like that energy I got from my friends just, yeah, it really pushed me a lot. And I think you can even see it in the clips, like I smile up, like I shine. Well, I look tired, but you know what I mean, like I get happy. And I got that like a runner's high again, which just fucking boosted me all the way in. And that was amazing. And the thing I said about like having to dig deep to finish, like I truly meant it, because there was nothing in the surface to like grab onto and just fucking push the last. No, I had to like dig deep into the mind. And my friends truly helped me with that. So yeah, massive shout out to my parents and my friends and my brother who came and supported me. But yeah, those last 5Ks, I pushed my hardest to get sub 3. So I am proud of myself. I left it all out there. Unfortunately, I didn't make it. I came in on 3 hours, 3 minutes and 2 seconds. So in distance, I'm like 600 meters short or so. But I'm happy either way. I actually sprinted the last 100 meters, which it's insane. Like the rush I got from the crowd, those last 100 meters made my sprint, like it was easy actually. Like it didn't hurt at all, which is crazy. But when you're looking at the video, you can see how stiff I am running. quite funny actually. But yeah, super happy with how I finished the race off, and this race, it taught me a lot. I'm gonna get into that now. So, not thinking about the time anymore, or like the actual like physical performance, so to speak, because I feel like when I watch Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, I see a lot of like endurance athletes, runners, influencers in that sense, focusing a lot on the time, like, oh, I'm getting a sub 4 marathon, sub 3.5, sub 3, which amazing achievements. I'm not taking anything away from that. But I feel like that's not the reason maybe most people are running. Like, I'm certainly not running to get like a sub 2:30 marathon or like break records or come first. I'm running to win over myself. I'm running to win over my mind. I'm running because of how hard it is. Basically, all I'm caring about is finding that extra fuel when there's nothing left. That's why I want to do, that's why I started, and that's why I keep on doing endurance training, because of what it teaches you, especially like about mental toughness, about resilience, and about the potential within you. Of course, I learned some stuff about pacing and race strategy, nutrition and stuff too, just from experience, because this was my first longer race. So I'm gonna like put that in my backpack, carry it with me to the next one. But what I'm gonna try to like ingrain into my mind, it's the mental aspect of it, what I learned from that. And also the confidence I gained from this single one-day event. I felt like I gained a year of confidence, because this is something I set out to do. Like, I told myself a month ago, like, I'm gonna do Lidingöloppet, 30-kilometer trail run, even though I had been injured like only 1-2 months earlier and not been able to run. I thought, like, you know what, we can do 3 hours, it's possible. Maybe I didn't believe it 100%, but I thought it could be done, you know? And I did it, basically, which gave me such a confidence boost. I just remember the feeling crossing the finish line and just thinking to myself, like, fuck man, you did that, like, you did that. With the help of others, of course, but like, you did what you set out to do. Just such a fulfilling experience. I wish you all to have it many times over and over again in life. I'm definitely already feeling like I'm addicted to that feeling, so I'm gonna set out new challenges and complete them. But yeah, thanks so much for tuning in to this Lidingöloppet race breakdown / post-run thoughts. And I hope you enjoyed the video. But now I want to get into something I've been thinking about over the last couple of days, which is like, what's next for my channel now? Because from now until the next race in the Swedish Classic, the RAWTALK cross-country skiing, it's about 5 months almost, which is quite a long time. And I don't think I can fill up that space with like just cranking out Road to Swedish Classic videos. So now the Road to Swedish Classic series is taking a break. It's going in the back seat until I can start doing cross-country skiing and preparing for RAWTALK. I'm gonna do something else in the meantime, which I will be announcing on Wednesday. But just to give a little teaser, it's a new series I'm starting, and it's gonna be a really tough physical, mental, spiritual challenge, which will start on the Wednesday 9th of October, and it will stretch all the way until the 23rd of December. So the day before Christmas here in Sweden. And I'm really excited for it. I think it's gonna be tough, but I'm gonna do it for a good cause. And yeah, let me know what you think it is in the comments. Take a guess. If someone guesses right what I'm doing, I will like it and pin it. And yeah, I'm not gonna say too much else because I haven't cranked out the details fully yet, but I will upload a video on Wednesday announcing the challenge, or announcing like this next project series I'm doing. I'm gonna be posting it on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok. So stay tuned for that. Definitely subscribe to make sure you don't miss it if you're interested. That's it guys for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. And until next time, stay motivated, stay healthy, stay fit, stay hard, and I'll see you on Wednesday for the announcement of the next project. Till then, take care. Ciao, ciao.